Hello and welcome to A Wheel Thing TV. I'm Dave Knoll. In this week's edition we're checking out the Jeep Cherokee Sport. To say that the exterior of the car, especially at the front, has been polarising people around the world is a bit of an understatement, but it's all to do with aerodynamics, and it certainly is an eye-catcher, there's no doubt about that. Up top we've got the indicator and the LED running lights. The middle row in the Sport is the headlights, and in the other models in the bottom part we get some extra lights in there, but in this case we've just got the fake air vents. In profile it's a lot longer, a lot sleeker. Certainly I have to say a fairly pretty looking car in profile. There's hints of Hyundai and a bit of Kia in there as well, possibly even at the end a touch of Mazda. And around the rear definitely you've got Kia with, in this case, the LED style tail lights. The interior's definitely had a revamp. It looks very, very nice, very tidy. A little bit of a mess ergonomically though, I have to say. As you can see, we've got the, in this case, 5-inch screen up top, but the volume and tuning controls are the knobs down in the bottom, not where the screen is, and I just don't think that's terribly smart ergonomically wise. Having said that, the plastics are great to touch, the very soft touch up here. A little bit of a centre console, leather stitch look too, which is nice. The seats themselves, well, they're a lot more comfy than they look. The fabric is certainly a little bit different, but I really do like the way that they support the body. Reasonable amount of cargo room at the rear, and of course you've got your cargo blind for a bit of security, and Jeep even supply a nice Jeep labelled shopping bag. Wish I could take it with me. Nice and easy fold down seats, simple lever on the top, and that's as hard as it gets. A nice little touch for the right-hand drive market is the fact that the bonnet release is on the right-hand side. In regards to the ergonomics of the car as well, as you can see there's quite a serious tilt on the steering wheel, so if you're not holding it at the bottom, you're actually going to be leaning forward or stretching your arms towards the top. And also down here, we've got the media inputs for USB and an SD card and auxiliary. The angle of them, great dust collectors. Not a good move, Chrysler. The Cherokee Sport's also got a multifunction display. As you can see here, some buttons on the steering wheel, but flicking through you've got different kinds of information available, and it's quite easy to read too, which is exceptionally handy. Although I guess in real terms it's a soft roader rather than a true off-roader, it still handles fairly well. Still has a fair amount of grip from the Continental tyres, and copes with most of the bumps on the test track that I use reasonably well, although the lower ground clearance doesn't quite really help in some of the bigger situations, such as a runaway like this. The other thing I've noticed about the car is it has a long brake pedal. It seems to require quite a fair bit of brake pressure for the car to be hauled up. Probably needs a little bit more bite to the brakes. Steering wise, it's quite reactive, quite on song, and we'll go into turns and corners fairly nicely. Not a lot of understeer unless you really push it hard. Underneath the long sloping bonnet, and a very pedestrian friendly one at that, is a 2.4 litre 4-cylinder engine pumping out 130 kilowatts and 229 newton meters of torque. Being the entry-level model, the Sport does quite a decent job out of the 4-model range that Jeep has now for the Cherokee. It goes quite nicely, drives nicely, handles fairly well. Just off-road, obviously not quite as good as what the dedicated off-road versions will be. For A Wheel Thing TV, I'm Dave Knoll.